Ebro and Peter Rosenberg had their worst moment ever
For
on
real?
air earlier today. Now, it's been apparent these two dudes hate each other for a while now. They really can't hide how much they hate each other. It just comes off on the screen. But today, their worst moment came coincidentally because Peter Rosenberg dared question, critique, gave a slight to Roc Nation and Charlamagne the God.
We'll say the one other interesting thing, though, while I saw the commentary moving around, that everyone was like, wow, Charlamagne made academics look stupid, which is not a huge shock based on seeing them together. I would kind of predict that result. But I will say, I thought Charlamagne took a huge L in that I really never knew up until a clip hit my algorithm that he was legitimately like deep in with Roc Nation. I thought that was academics talking shit.
Now, Rosenberg, you know,
Come on, man. I mean, people knew that. It was suggested for a long time. Charlamagne never speaks up against Jay-Z and them. Everybody has noticed this for a long time. So to see that Charlamagne was on paperwork with Roc Nation, I mean, it was like, okay, that makes perfect sense.
can't say nothing fair and objective about Roc Nation in front of Ebro, man. Rosenberg is about to learn a hard lesson about Roc Nation loyalty. These dudes are more loyal to Roc Nation and Jay-Z than their own friends and family. Rosenberg is thinking this is a conversation about Charlamagne the God. So he thinks there's nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing, even though Ebro and Rosenberg both hate Charlamagne the God, this conversation is still Roc Nation adjacent and somewhat about Roc Nation. So Ebro goes into his default talking points and his default defense stance and goes on the attack, even if it's at the casualty of his own friend and co-host who he's been doing a show with for damn near 2 decades.
But it's Jay-Z, though. We talking about Jay-Z, though.
I did not know that.
Well, look, I this is what I will say.
I just thought he wore the hat.
Being invited, if you have money, being invited to make an investment in things is something that people with money do. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily in with a particular person because you made an investment.
I mean, it's pretty in.
No, not true.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you, as someone who's never
They ain't asked me to be in.
been in, it's in.
But you don't have money to invest.
That's
like
not
that.
true. I mean, how do you know? How do you know what Charlamagne invested?
Well, because I haven't seen you invest in anything.
This is a trip. Ebro is willing to self-sabotage and tear down the brand and the show he's been building for decades to protect Roc Nation.
But they always got like a little bit of, a tiny bit of tension.
Think about it for a second. Rosenberg asked Ebro, bro, how do you know what Charlamagne got invested in? And his default response was, you've never invested in anything. That was the next thing out of his mouth when
I love Jay-Z.
Rosenberg said, how do you know what Charlamagne got invested in when it came to Roc Nation? All Rosenberg's saying, hey, man, that's pretty bad. Like, Charlamagne the God can't really be objective about Roc Nation if he's investing with Roc Nation. Ebro goes on the defense, goes on the prowl. Now, here's the thing. Charlamagne the God obviously and clearly didn't give any money to Roc Nation. Ebro would be a fool if he thinks that. You think Roc Nation is calling up Charlamagne the God and Angela Rye like, hey, donate, give us some money, invest into this casino that costs damn near $1 billion to put on. Give me $1 million, okay? And that will go towards the power that's needed to invest. Clearly not. Clearly, that's not why they needed Charlamagne the God or Angela Rye or any of the other activists, the media personalities that was on board. They clearly brought on Charlamagne the God and Angela Rye because of their voice. They needed people who was influential within the community to rally the community around this casino plans to influence the politicians to approve it. That's why Charlamagne the God was on board. And to me, that's an even better deal for Charlamagne the God. If Roc Nation is willing to give you a stake into $1 billion operation for absolutely free, just for you to lend your voice to them, of course you're gonna do it. So Ebro is wrong in that regard of this is Charlamagne the God putting up his
Right, but the beef is that Charlamagne never disclosed it. He would always act as if he were neutral. No, I just like Jay-Z. Y'all just making fun of Jay-Z for no reason. It's like, okay, it's a reason, nigga.
money and invested money that Rosenberg doesn't have. This is not about money. Roc Nation didn't need Charlamagne the God's money. Roc Nation didn't need Angela Rye's money.
Sure, it was influence.
Charlamagne the God and Angela Rye don't have money that Roc Nation needs. This was a proposal with billionaires involved. Billionaires was involved here. Charlamagne the God being one of like 5 or 6 partners. You think like Charlamagne the God gave a substantial amount that will go towards this casino? Clearly and obviously not. He was there strictly as a voice to rally the community.
Sure.
So Rosenberg to me is 100% in the right here. But Ebro goes into this like defense talking point, defense stance whenever Roc Nation comes up, and he just lays it on Rosenberg, and eventually Rosenberg had enough and start to fight back.
So I don't know what I
Not
don't
the
know,
Berg.
but I'm just saying.
Ebro, I have money to invest in things. No one asked me to be a part of anything.
Well, then
Because I'm not gonna roll
You got money or money.
over. They know I'm too much of a risk. I am seen as, I believe, a risk to be too close to people.
That's what it is.
Either that or they just, at least I can be grateful that quietly people think I have nothing in my pocket. But what I'm saying is, don't say it's not nothing to be asked to be part of a group to invest. Of course that's something.
Well, no.
That's legitimately being down.
No, it's being in business with people, yes, but it's not being on someone's payroll. It's not necessarily being
the
like
word payroll
close.
is him trying to take shots.
They get money together.
But it is compromising. You are no longer an objective critic of.
No, I've definitely,
and
and for that matter, right? If it's a legitimate investment. If I make a legitimate investment in something, and I put my money up, and there's documents signed on, I say what the fuck I want to say.
Oh my God, bro! I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
You can't pretend as if you're not. That's why sponsors, like, if you ever watch, like, I don't know, a camera review or some tech review or something, the first thing they say is this is paid advertising. They gave us money in order to review this, but I'm still going to give my real opinion, which allows the viewer to look at things objectively and have this into consideration when you're listening to the words that are coming out of this person's mouth. It's like, okay, yeah, but you took money from them. We just want to know.
Say Angela Rye and Charlamagne the God has $0, zilch invested in that casino. They lended their voice to the casino operation. They were given some type of compensation or equity because of their presence and ability to rally the community.
And that's why they didn't tell anybody.
It's really that.
That's why they didn't tell anybody. They can't just go around telling everybody. It's supposed to be a psyop. It's supposed to be under the radar. We can't use your influence if everybody knows that you're influenced by us.
Simple. That's like that's can we stop pretending here, man? We know what this is, bruh. You know what this is. And that's what makes it compromising. Because if your equity is dependent on your opinions and your voice on Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and that casino, then you probably can't be out here critiquing Jay-Z all crazy. You know why? Because the casino being approved is contingent on how the public views Jay-Z. Jay-Z's public approval rating.
And
if
it ain't
they're
work.
relying on the people to put pressure on the politicians to get it done, then Jay-Z's approval rating has to be kind of up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The negative PR against Jay-Z can't be effective and it can't work. So yeah, when a story about, Jay-Z coming out and snaking Colin Kaepernick, Charlamagne the God kind of has to come on the radio and lie about Colin Kaepernick signing a non-disparagement
That's your job. That's what we paid you for, Charlamagne. Let's go.
agreement, even though Colin Kaepernick says he never signed it. Right? When things came out about how Jay-Z owes Nicki Minaj money after promising her equity in title and never giving it to her and making her turn down a deal from Apple to sign a title for equity, right? After selling the company for $300 million, the artist ain't get paid. Charlamagne the God has to come on air and run interference for that as well.
Smooth it over.
So it can be compromising. It's somewhat compromising. It is. But again, Ebro can't admit that because he's in bed with Roc Nation as well. And Rosenberg is trying to be partial and objective and fair here. And Ebro just begins to just ridicule Rosenberg, essentially calling him a bum who can't relate to anything Charlamagne and Roc Nation got going on.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my money. I can say what the fuck I want to say. It's my.
Yo, it's crazy. You just threw out you don't have money to invest in me. I was wild out of nowhere. You're like, you don't even have anything to invest in anything.
Well, because I haven't seen you invest in anything, so I didn't know if that's what you're doing with your money.
But that's still a crazy thing to throw at someone.
No, it's not.
It's crazy to throw somebody financials out there like that. That's crazy when y'all know personal information about one another. That is psycho.
You know, I mean, I know. I'm telling you, no one in that world. Your cool guy club in the industry, bro, I've never been in it.
Make a phone call.
I'll be honest. Part of me wants to be, and part of me is like, I don't like that crowd.
Well, then you got to make a decision. If you want to make investments with people making money, you got to make some relationships. So do you have money to invest or not? Because if you did, you would make a phone call and be like, yo, what are you guys working on?
You did it again.
It's supposed to be your mans in them.
No, that's two separate things. There's having money to invest, and then there's, am I good? Either A, do I want to play those games with people, and am I good at playing those games with people? I don't think I'm particularly good at it. I don't think I'm. I do. I think I'm judgmental, and I can be like, I don't want to be a part of that crap.
Just let them think whatever you want to think. You think I don't got no money? That's fine. Tell them that's fine.
You suck it up and hang around people you don't like to do those things. I don't think I can.
Ooh.
I already have to.
You already
do it.
I already have to do it, but I already.
You already do it. So what the fuck are you talking?
This is like watching. Oh, so what the F you talking about? This is like watching couples fight. This is very interesting.
I already have to.
You already do it.
I already have to do it, but I already.
You already do it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but I can't do it
you
more.
You do it for work. You do it to hang out with wrestlers. You do it to do sports. You do it all day anyways. What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
You're just talking.
Do I have to do more of it though?
If you want to make some money. What the fuck,
you
man?
You do have to choose where you want to go.
Yeah, but you have to do it always with people that you don't fuck with?
Who has the money?
And not always, unless you find some cool
Find some people with money that you like.
But, you know.
I don't know.
Because how about this? Right. That's why I said you don't have money to invest. Because you're not actively doing it.
But that's
not a...
Stop asking about Jay-Z.
You wouldn't be having this convo with me if you had money to invest.
Charlamagne, casino.
You would have been made phone calls, or you would have been hanging out with people that you like.
Because it makes it sound like Rosenberg's broke.
Yeah,
like,
you sound like a dick. Shut the fuck up.
No, right, y'all work together. I mean, is he broke or not?
You sound like a dick.
No, you don't.
No, you sound like an asshole.
The words you use.
No, you're
sound
saying
like an asshole.
I don't have
money.
Because
bitch, shut the fuck up.
No, you're a bitch.
No,
you're a
hoe.
Whoa. Called him a 304.
Now, Rosenberg, you out of line. Like, you is straight up out of line. I'm going to put it this way. This is effectively the end of their relationship. It would never be the same again. And it's all because of them arguing over Roc Nation.
Nah, they coming to work.
But while I say their relationship is effectively over, it would never be the same again. Once two men, yet alone two men in their 50s, call each other the B word publicly for everybody to see and hear, men with children, men with wives, men with families, men with sons, call one another the B word or the H word or the P word publicly for everybody to hear, those are men who do not respect each other.
They'll get over it because they both like money.
Those are men who don't care for each other. Those are men who can't be friendly, bruh.
Yes, they can. They'll be fine.
Rosenberg knows Ebro kids probably. And again, I'm not sure if Ebro even has kids, but Rosenberg knows Ebro kids. Ebro probably knows Rosenberg kids. You know I got kids that's watching this show. You know I got kids that's watching the internet. You know I got sons that can turn on this internet and see their father who they look at as a superhero. Now, Rosenberg is out of line. You gonna call me a B? You gonna look me in my eyes and say, B, shut up. Now, I think Rosenberg did that because Rosenberg understand what this clip was gonna do. He knows that Ebro calling him broke was gonna make its way onto DJ Academic's desk, and Academics who have notoriously called Rosenberg broke, who have used Rosenberg being broke as a way to discredit Rosenberg's voice, who've done live streams, hours of live streams calling Rosenberg broke, calling Rosendweeb, has made fun of his career and his jobs. Rosenberg is sensitive about that because that's what academics have used to critique him for years. He knows that once this clip would have hit the internet, academics will be on that live stream going off on him about being broke and mocking him and ridiculing him. and that's a sensitive spot for him. Ebro knows that's a sensitive spot for Rosenberg, but Ebro has called Rosenberg broke before in other shows. Like, Ebro has implied that Rosenberg doesn't pull his weight financially, even with the show they're doing together.
Ask you something, Laura Styles. Why do you soft shoe around Rosenberg's feelings?
It's not that I don't. You're very aggressive, and I just try to be a little bit. It ain't about me.
I'm asking about you.
Okay, because you're very aggressive, I just try to be a little bit more understanding.
What are you trying to understand?
And just a little, I don't know.
Still being aggressive. What you trying to understand?
A little nicer.
Why?
But I do tell him when he's tripping. I absolutely.
So in this scenario, I didn't see this Mom Donnie convo.
So we were live. So I was looking at him like, you really going there? And I even was giving.
I mean, Ebro was tripping too for calling him broke. I think I don't want to be called out of my name, right? But I would be more reciprocal to making up with someone. I ain't gonna say making up with someone. It'd be easier to apologize for calling me out my name than it would be for you trying to expose me for being broke when we work together and you know me personally. That hits different. If you got mad and said this, whatever, people say stuff. But I think him saying, well, you ain't got no money anyway, I think that's a bigger insult. Even if it's not an insult, it's exposing our personal stuff. It's like, you know me personally, so you trying to say I'm broke. And even if I am, who is you to be saying that, to be putting that out there? I thought we was friends, at least friendly and co-workers.
And like the eyes, like, and he's like, what? We got to tell the audience what's really going on. So he just kind of went off because, we've been having scheduling issues trying to get a sit down with the mayor. And for some reason, he's like annoyed that we have to go down to City Hall.
And I'm going to say this to Rosenberg's face. You're up here bitching about the mayor not able to make it. You're not available later in the afternoon because you got WWE or ESPN or other
get money. I thought he was broke.
things. I have a whole other gig that I got to do with Apple Music. We're not just like, you don't know if these other individuals are they might be capturing Mom Donnie at 7 o'clock at a press thing or be available in the evenings after he's leaving Gracie, man. You don't know what's going on, bro. You playing yourself. Yes, Rasan.
Just to play devil's advocate a little bit, I think Rosenberg's issue is also the dollars and cents. Because, we have a great setup here with a lot of cameras. To go to Gracie, we will have to rent some gear for 15 minutes.
Hey, yo,
I also
Rasan.
don't think he thinks it makes a lot of sense.
Who cares?
So, is it his money?
It's all of you guys' money, right?
Is it though? Is it though? Let's be.
You tell me.
Is it all of our money?
Ebro.
That should have told you all you needed to know about this dynamic with Ebro and Rosenberg. Ebro is comfortable telling Rosenberg he's not getting money and he doesn't get money because Rosenberg is not pulling his weight financially with the show. And Ebro is frustrated about
y'all owe
that.
bills?
Now, even though Ebro...
And if that's the case, you don't do that. This ain't the time on the air for the whole world to hear. We struggling with our bills?
Kind of went below the belt by implying that Rosenberg is broke publicly.
Yes.
Rosenberg had no business calling a grown man with kids the B word, bro.
I think calling him broke is way
I don't care
worse.
how long y'all knew each other. I don't care if this was your lifelong friend or homie, bro. You don't call another grown man the B word on a public platform. Now, we're not even going to bring in the dynamics of the culture issues between the both cultures, but you don't do that. Culture. And Ebro strike back.
Ebro one shade off of Rosenberg. Chill.
Calling him a B, calling him a P, calling him an H, but this is just not cool at all. Like, under no circumstances. And I don't see how they go back to just podcasting.
Neither one of them
after this.
Let me tell you why you're a hoe. Let me tell you why you're a hoe.
Oh, it got like that?
Let me tell you why you're a hoe. Because you just called me a bitch for no reason. No, it's not. It's because you're being a hoe because you don't know how to invest.
That's different.
You don't know.
So then say that. I listened to you about
because
shit
you
like
don't
that.
have money to invest.
Yo, my man, what's wrong with you? We keep going
You
over
don't.
this. You keep saying the same
You
thing.
don't.
But you don't know that. Stop.
And I'm going to keep calling you a bitch
Stop.
if you keep saying that.
Listen, man.
Bro, stop.
Listen.
I heard his voice crack a little. A bitch! If you got all this money, why the lights getting cut off? They flickering right now.
If you had money to invest. If you had money to invest. If you had money to invest.
Stop saying
you wouldn't
that.
be talking like you're talking right now.
No, it's because I don't understand the disrespect repeatedly, bro.
Because
And you're
you
wrong.
sound nuts.
That I said I don't know people.
No, you said
I don't know this crowd.
No,
You're like, well, you don't have
what
money.
Crowd? There is no crowd. There's people that have money, and you talk to them.
Then he said it again. I'ma keep calling you a B. Hold
Right.
on, bruh.
Right.
Hold on, man. Listen, hold on, bruh. I don't know how well y'all know each
He was highly disrespected, Flacco.
other. I just don't. Maybe it's because I don't play with my friends like this. We don't play like this together. I don't have friends who
I don't think they was playing. I don't think this is a measure of them playing.
will call me a B on a public platform and we go back to being friends and cool. I
Probably not a B, but a bitch ass nigga. Probably. I don't know if that's better or worse.
just don't have these type of friends. I'm sorry, I don't have them. And I damn
And the proper way to say that if y'all friends is not to call him a bitch, it's to say you're a bitch for that. Or that's a bitch move. You don't just call him a bitch. Flacco is correct on that. You be like, nigga, that's a bitch move, yo. You a bitch for that. That's a harsher one. But to straight up call him one is very, very harsh. But also to put somebody's financial information out on the airwaves is because you can apologize for calling somebody out their name. Nobody really believes that. How do you even define that? Oh, Ebro really is a B. You know what I'm saying? He really is this, that, and the third. How do you define such a thing? But saying somebody's broke, that could be proven. Now everybody looking at your shoes and shirt, kind of car you drive, where you living at, people checking up your net worth on the internet and all that. Now you got a lingering thing. People are not going to linger and continue to call Ebro the B word. But we will remember Rosenberg is struggling. Allegedly.
sure ain't having him because Ebro is 51 years old. I damn sure ain't having him at the age of 51 years old. What? When my kids are damn near grown, my sons are probably grown. My son's looking up to me. He looking to a man calling me a B while pointing in my face like this.
Can their relationship be reconciled? Can it be saved? If you like that video, you want to see some other dope video, check out this one. We worked hard on it for you.
Violence.